Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Real Talk with EJ. I am your host, Eno Jerry. We are back with a sharp dose of motivation, served with truth with a sprinkle of pure vibes. For those of you that are tuning in from Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Acast, Pocket Casts, every other podcast platforms, thank you so much for tuning in. It's an honor to have you. And for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, send to your friends. I mean, you don't want to deprive them of this premium content. All right, guys. So you know our tradition of the show. We're gonna go with our quotes for the day, and our quote for the day goes like this: if you want to see what you've never seen, you need to do what you've never done. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That's insanity. So if you want to see what you've never seen, you have to take the bold step and do that thing you've never done. And trust me, the difference will be very clear. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to start off the show, introduce our very, very, very special guest, and talk about our topic for today. We'll be right back. Stick around. Guys, welcome back to Real Talk with EJ. Guys, today's episode, if you have your pens, your papers, you need to take some notes down because today's topic is going to be something that all of us need to hear. And today's topic is wealth management, money management. How the money that we spend, what mistakes are we making in terms of our finances? Why are we so broke? Why are we, as a business, why are we not growing financially? And my guest for today, people of God. My guest today, I would literally not be here alive if it wasn't for her. This woman is a powerhouse. She is my personal life mentor, my personal life motivator. She is my teacher. She is a philanthropist. She is a mother of nations. She's everything. I could gas about her all day, every day. And when I introduce her, you'll know why. She is also a retired permanent secretary. She has served our country and our states for over a decade. She has been the permanent secretary for Women Affairs in Akwa Ibom State. She has been also the permanent secretary for urban development in Akwa Ibom State, and also a one-time commissioner for commerce and tourism in Akwa Ibom State. Ladies and gentlemen, if you leave me, I'll go on all day. So ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome my everything, my mother, Mrs. Aret Etam Okbo.
Thank you very much. That's rather elaborate. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you? How's today? How have you been? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I have been dragging you, trying to get you to get on this show for over how many months? And for you to be here, it's I'm super honored for honoring my invitation.
Well, we are finally here.
We are finally here. You've had such an elaborate resume or CV. I mean, people that don't know you wouldn't know, but for those that don't know you, what has been the biggest transition or the biggest thing that you've overcome to get to where you are right now?
The biggest thing that I've overcome to be where I am is a change that occurred in my life, and that change was as a result of giving my life to God.
Yeah.
That was the biggest transition for me.
Yeah.
Because it made me to say things differently, and it opened me to a lot of understanding that I never had, and that has been my focal point. And since that time, things have not been the same for me. I've been to one change or the other.
Yeah. So talking about our topic for today, one thing a lot of people don't know about you, that you are a certified financial consultant. You took courses. So let's just delve deep. Money management. I've grown up knowing you to be very meticulous. I've grown up knowing you to you write everything down. Even if you spend 1 naira, 5 naira, you write it down. So how has that helped you in managing your personal finances?
Okay, if I can just take a short story to how I actually, came to the point where I have to be accountable for every money I spent.
Yeah.
It all started when I was still a child, about 8, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And where we were staying in our streets, we had friends, we had playmates.
Yeah.
There was this lady, that used to mold piggy bank, the molded one.
Okay.
So one day my friends, and I, we just decided to get one each and then go into a game to see who will save the most. So everybody started saving. Every little money you have, you put it in your piggy bank. We gave a date that we are all going to crack open our piggy bank, and then whoever gets the highest save is the winner. So everybody wanted to, to be the winner. And then, that was how it started, and it just became a thing for me, and saving just became a thing for me. So that was how it started, and I grew with it. I learned to save everything that I have, every money that comes my way, maybe I just take a little thing, and save the rest. It gives me pleasure to see my money grow.
I think it gives, everybody loves that. Okay, my money is growing. Yeah, nobody wants to see their money stagnant. But what is money? Like, what's the real definition, in your personal definition? What is money? Where have you grown to know what money is?
Well, to me, money is a means to an end. Is a means through which you can acquire whatever you want in life. Money is a means. But to some people, they look at money as a status symbol. They look at money as something to be worshipped. So they go all out for it. They are ready to do anything to get it. But money is a means to an end. Money is supposed to serve you. It's not supposed to be your master. Rather, it's supposed to be your servant. So when I give people money, I said I'm sending my money on an errand, so you must deliver. So that is the essence of the accountability. Is my money delivering? Is it accomplishing what I'm sending it to accomplish?
Wow.
So that is what money is to me.
Money is, you send your money on an errand, so it has to come back with a report. Okay, this is what this money was able to accomplish. So that's how you know what the value of that money is. So as individuals and as businesses, what do you think is the biggest mistake we make in terms of our finances? Why are we not growing financially? Why are we so stagnant? Why are we not, even business, why are we not expanding? Why are we still broke?
First and foremost, you have to find out who you are. Who are you really? My Bible makes us to understand that we are made in the image and likeness of God. That is the first thing that you have to understand, that you are made in the image and the likeness of God. And not just that, God now gave us, and what would I call it, a literature of life. Something that will guide you through life, something that will help you, because you don't have the understanding of this life you are in right now. You don't know what is going to happen to you the next minute. You only know right now that we are here having this discussion. You don't know what is happening downstairs, but there is He that knows everything. So you start with that. That is your starting point. Knowing God will be your starting point. And then when you know God, we have a manual, that God has given to us to live by. And that is the Bible. So everything about wealth is in the Bible.
Wow.
Everything that you need to know about wealth is in the Bible. First of all, He said, I wish above all things that you will prosper. So it is God's wish for us to prosper. So God is not a wicked God that will make us and want us to suffer, like some people perceive. But you have to go through the process. There is a process for everything. You have to go through the process. A lot of people don't want to go through the process. Until you learn the process, you continue to make mistakes. People are broke because they are not following the process that God has laid down for us to follow.
What are those processes? Like, I know a lot of people are talking about money principles, money processes. What are those processes? What are we doing wrong? What don't you know?
First and foremost is planning.
Okay.
But then before planning, you identify. I talked about knowing yourself.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want out of life? Do you know there are some people that they are just content, to live off their father, their parents.
Yeah. True.
They are waiting for whatever world their
Manna
father
from
have
heaven.
acquired. When he goes, he will hand it over to me.
Yeah.
They are not ready to make their own effort.
Yeah.
So until you learn how to, earn something on your own, God created us individually, and He put in us individual abilities. So what do you want out of life? There are some people that want the good things of life. It's not a sin for you to want the good things of life. There are some people that are just contented with the middle class.
Yeah.
There are some that I'm just down here and they are okay.
Yeah.
Because somebody once told me a story. I think it was a preacher. They were praying for a particular cripple. That he can walk. And they were really praying, and then they noticed that the man was not happy. He was not saying amen. And then when they approached him, why are you not, affirming our prayers? He said, who told you I want to get healed? I want to remain like this so that people can continue to give me money. That is his own mentality.
Wow.
So our mentality has a lot to do with where we are, whether we have money or whether we are broke or whether we are rich. It has to do with our mentality.
So it is... Your growth or your financial growth, it starts with you. You are the reason why you are. You are the reason why you are broke.
Yes.
Because you must want to be rich for you to actually now start doing those things that require you to be.
You must want to. There are certain things that you want or you need that will require you to go out there to get the money. To be able to get the kind of things that you want, to be able to live the kind of life that you want.
Yeah, but it requires a lot of discipline. Like you talked about recording everything. Like some people just feel, is this 5 naira? Why do I need to record that I spent 5 naira to buy grand? What's the importance of taking those notes, taking those personal accounts? Okay, this is what I spent today, and this is what I spent yesterday. Like, why is that important to us?
Okay, I started by talking about planning.
Yeah.
Where I mentioned that, you need to decide what you want out of life. When you decide what you want, then the planning comes into play. You start planning.
Yeah.
Because the Bible makes you to understand that there is nobody that wants to build a house that doesn't plan.
Yeah.
And like the saying goes, if you are failing to plan, then you are planning to fail.
True.
So you start by planning. And everybody has a seed. A seed is a tiny thing that you put in the ground and it grows into a tree.
Yeah.
Like Jesus gave the parable of the mustard seed.
Yeah.
Everybody has a seed.
Yeah.
But the problem with some people is they eat their seed. When they eat their seed, there is nothing for you to plant.
Wow.
So you have to plan your life in such a way that you'll be able to differentiate between your seed and your harvest.
Yeah.
That is the first thing.
Yeah.
Differentiate between your seed and your harvest. Yeah. So it's not every fund that comes into your hands that is
needs to be spent.
That is spent.
Sure.
So in order for you to have money, what do you mean by having something? What you have is what you don't spend.
What you don't spend. The money you have is the money you don't spend.
Have is the money you don't spend. If you spend it, you will not have it. So you start by not eating up everything that you own or that comes into your hands.
Well, some people will say, like, what I'm earning is not enough to take care of my needs and my, daily expenses. So, like, those people that have those problems, how does this work for them? Because if I don't spend, I'm not going to eat. But if I spend, the money finishes. So what am I doing wrong? Why am I still broke?
Okay. Now, first and foremost, I talked about the principles in the Bible.
Yeah.
Before I'll come and talk about our daily life principles. First, you have to pay your tithes.
Okay.
Some people don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But I am a tither.
Yeah.
And as a result of tithing, I am where I am today. You have to learn how to sow seed. Seed means plant.
Yeah.
Give out, give.
Yeah.
It says give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure. Press down and shaken together. Learn to give. Learn to help. It says, whosoever gives to the poor, lendeth unto the Lord. Giving, whether in tithing, whether in sowing, whether in seed faith, giving is very important.
Yeah.
That is a biblical principle of the only way you can have is by giving.
By giving, true.
It's different from the world's ideology.
Yeah.
The world's ideology is that the only way you can have is by
receiving. True.
But the biblical ideology is that you have by giving. Now, when you give, definitely it will come back to you. Yeah. You have something in your hand for a reward. Because God cannot lie. If you say give and I will give unto you, good measure, definitely when you give, the good measure will come. But when the good measures come, be careful to differentiate, to pick out your seed that you are going to sow. Yeah. You pick out your seed and eventually you start sowing. Now you divide your finances into two initially. Okay. You have your cash flow. Cash flow is money that you spend in and out. And your savings. Initially, your savings can be your fallback position. Yeah. But as time goes on, you can take your savings and put it into an investment. So there's a difference between savings and investment. Saving is the money you fall back into. Yeah. But investment is the money is an asset you use the saving to acquire for future income. You use your savings to acquire an asset that will generate income for you in future. Interesting. And then an investment is not a fallback money. Remember, it's for the future. So you should be comfortable. You know, that is, if you have an investment is something you have that does not affect your daily life. You don't think about it. Because it's for the future. You are building up your future.
You don't count on it. You don't depend on it.
A lot of people don't build for their future. They want it now. Yeah. I want to have it now. Yeah. It's as if they are going to die the next day. So let me not. This one that I'm seeing today, I better grab it. I don't know whether tomorrow will come. Yeah. But there's always a tomorrow. Yeah.
Not necessarily for you, but for those around you, those that are going to be left behind apart from
First and foremost for you. If you are not going to benefit from it, then how will you live for your other family behind? He has to start from you. First from you.
Yes, true. Yes, first from you, but then eventually, life happens, things happen, people just die all of a sudden. But you've died knowing that people that you're leaving behind is something left on ground for them for the future. So if I get this correctly, so let's say somebody earns 50,000 naira. So the right thing is divide your 50,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000.
It doesn't have to be 50-50. Okay. It has to be in a way that is convenient.
It's convenient for you.
For instance, if you have 50,000, you see that our budget. Yeah. What kind of 50,000? What are your basic needs? Needs. Yeah. Not wants.
No wants.
You start with the needs. Yeah. And then when you have the needs, you prioritize your needs. Yeah. For instance, somebody may have some money and then feel that, oh, I want to get a car. Yeah. But your children's school fees need to be paid.
True. You need to buy groceries.
So you have to sacrifice a car. Yeah. For the school fees of your children. Because if you buy the car and the fees are not paid, then the children will be sent out of school. Yeah. And then when the children are sent out of school, they will not be happy with you. Daddy had money, but daddy refused to pay my fees.